I'm Jeffrey St. Rose. Welcome to Enter the Poetic, a contemplative space for illumination. Episode 15, The Bright Forces of Fire. The poems featured in this episode align with the astrology sign Aries. The 5 poems in this episode are The Age of Fire, Prometheus, Starlight Stolen from the Gods, We Were Alive in the Lands Where We Dreamed of Dying, and Crossed Longings. The Age of Fire. Age of Aries, approximately 2320 BC to 160 BC. Abraham made his sacrifice, and we lost all the old gods there at the forest altar. Amun-Ra and Brahma strengthened our desire for the divine, harmonizing the names of the mind. At the end of his exalted descent, Moses scorched the golden calf and attached ram's horns to the doors. We came to think of the knife as a ray of sun hardened into iron, expanding the perceived brilliancies. Impulsed by acts of chance and hazard, we pushed our bellies outward, declaring our immensities through unbending battles. Torches of our widening empires flanked the bulwarks like fiery halos, burning brighter than the light of day. Prometheus. Only one small flame stolen from the first fist that fathered the fire. Nothing so destroying that anyone could use it for ruin. It was just a little spark to let the lost humans out of another level of darkness, swarming around the warmth to be able to see where each other had been, enticing the tribes together. But the elemental blaze was too great for the race it was given to, as they seared the night with bright arrows in their harrowing conquests, testing the bestowed force against all that lent itself to their bending. Ravens tried to save the sky from too much light too soon, but they surged to earth, burnt. The greening trees were unleafed. We had heat, but also a feathery weapon. Prometheus, when you brought the secret gleam down from the mountain, did you know then the wrecked blessing of fire? Starlight Stolen from the Gods. The black moon and the white moon sleep here above my 2 breasts in the uncaged water of noon. In my mirror the sun, I watch invisible shoulders hold the horizon and carry castaways across golden bridges to the north. Starlight stolen from the gods of fire gods is the glowing ash branch that beckons in the purple curling of dusk to give dreaming back to the weeping bees. I summon the above with a singing bone, uncoiling the cobras. Sound of ox horns, deep feet heating the earth. The bull rushes the sunset, feeling the first of its red. Snakes shake from the holy stones. Tonight we shall have dreamlight on the roads. All the songs shall take what gold they know and spangle the skull. During the white storm, when rainbows enter the cave, dervishes whirl to see the old eternity. We were alive in the lands where we dreamed of dying. We heard the world in its early yearning and came, unadorned, to the dunes, starborn and whirling, as if with each turn we stirred the fire of the birds who fly with twilight under both wings. Here at the sands we made the flames. We made the flames to take ourselves into the high places, twisting in our magnificent blaze. But because there wasn't any weeping, there were no oceans. So here at the fiery sands we made the water. We made the water to see ourselves in. From a few drops the sun didn't steal, we tended the dust and the rain until the shores were shaped. When weeping was in its infancy and the world too pure for tears, we lived the infinity within us until heaven sent its death and weather. Folding the ocean, time was opened from the crash of collapsing circles. Then, with whispering, we stretched the wind and slid light through the thinness. After we passed under the arch of falling, we brought the body upright and aching. Blessed by forever, we, like the gods, hauling our shadows on our backs, journey to the sea. Sirens with breasts of sun swim the coves, the day's silk draped at their throats. Purplings of cloud and loam harmonize the darkness, the world lost in the sound of wail and lullaby. We wept when the gods left the world and climbed back through the clouds of the mountain. There in the blinking spring, our open throats unable to sing or praise this leaving, as we sat in the palaces while the snowy marigolds lost their orange before seeking in grief our own staggering answers and beliefs. After the storm destroyed the acorns while the fire was still young, we danced on the dying leaves. Wedded to the waves, I took the sea as my wife and the salt as my husband, tumbling over the rough hum, life rising and resolving in the blink and wrinkle of the wake. Crossed longings. We burned water for breath. Between the crossed longings of the sun and the moon, we burned space for the body, and to surround ourselves with clouds so we could travel the sky. In the shifting heavens between the sun and the moon, we burned the body for water, and set down lakes in the lost faces of the land. We burned the sun for blood. For bones, we burned the stones of the moon, and used water as skin. In the caught longings, crossed with the body's marks, we burned the clouds. We burned the bones for omens, for the beginning of all emptiness. We burned the omens and the lost lakes of the face. With the stolen torch, we burned the breath, to leave only the scent of the rose on the skin. In the crossed longings between the bones and the flesh, we burned the fire with breath.